Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I feel like I am... For some reason today it feels really awkward saying hello. I'm not sure why. It's probably because I haven't done this for a while, so I'm being really stupid. So this is a really weird way to start the video, but I've tried to say hello a bajillion times. I feel very out of the loop, guys. As you probably know, I haven't made a video for a few weeks, and I've been quite busy and usual excuses, blah blah blah, but I just kind of needed to take, I think, a little break. I've tried to film videos a few times in the last few weeks and they're just not turning out okay, and I kind of felt like I needed to take a couple of weeks to just reassess everything and what I wanted to do and stuff. And I really missed making videos. I absolutely love it. It's my passion. I've done it for over three years now, however long it's been, and I love you guys so much, so I don't want to stop, because all I want to do is make fun videos, enjoyable videos that you guys are going to enjoy, I'm going to enjoy making, and together that will make a nice little community. It will make videos that people will enjoy and want to watch. So please always make sure that you kind of keep me up to date with how you think I'm doing. I mean, don't be too mean, but I always appreciate emails and comments. If you guys want to let me know what kind of videos that you want to see, if you think my channel's lacking something, I can definitely take your constructive criticism. And who knows, maybe there's something that one of you or 10 of you or something are thinking, and that will click into my brain and I think that's what I need to do. So, you know, just go for it and let me know. So on to what the real video is about. This video, as you'll be able to tell, is called My First Time, and you may or may not have seen these types of videos before. If you haven't, please do not worry. It's nothing rude or too personal. I'm sorry if that's what you were hoping for, but it's not. It's basically a video of my firsts of different things. So I think the lovely Louise from Sprinkle of Glitter made this up. I don't even think she intended it to be a tag, I'm not sure. But loads of people have copied and done it as well, and it's been turned into a tag, and it's really good, it's really interesting, so I wanted to do mine as well. So I'm going to get straight into it and maybe you'll find out a little bit more about me. So my first crush is the first. My first crush, in terms of celebrities, I would say it was probably Duncan from Blue, the boy band Blue. Yeah, if you were a 90s kid then you'll know who Blue are, or even early 2000s. I used to love him. I used to have posters of them in my room. I was never a real fangirl of many bands, but I used to love Duncan from Blue. In terms of actual real humans that I knew, there was a boy in my primary school called Grant, and he was the cool dude. Everyone liked Grant. Not that he's going to be watching this, but if he ever saw this it would be really embarrassing. So I remember being at school one day and someone came up to me and said, will you go out with Grant? And obviously, of course I said yes, because it was Grant. And I was really happy. I later, however, found out that Grant had a list in his desk of all of the girls in our class, and he was slowly going through them all. And I found this out because somebody came running up to me and went, Grant wants to know if you love him. And I said no, and got all scared, and then he dumped me because I didn't love him, but I think really he dumped me because he was trying to get on to the next one to get his list done, so that was a bit awkward. Awkward balloon. My first word, I already know this because I've asked my mum loads of times before, apparently was dad or dada, which is really boring. There's not much exciting to say about that. It's probably the most commonly said first word of anyone apart from mum. But yeah, I said dada and then dad, and then I think it was followed by mum, and then probably Pat or Pat because that's my granddad's name, and then Nan. I wasn't an exciting child and I didn't say Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. First movie, The first movie I ever saw at the cinema, and I remember this because I was talking to somebody about it the other day and it put it back into my mind, was Thumbelina, which, if you don't know, was a cartoon about this tiny girl, and she came out of a flower. I don't know what flower it was, like a tulip, or I can't remember the flower, but she came out of the flower and she was really small, and then she had a little adventure, and then she falls in love, and it's not a Disney film, I don't think, but I used to love it, and I'm actually going to sit and watch that again because that was my favourite film. The first film I probably ever saw in general, my mum would sit me in front of Grease, The Sound of Music, literally any musical from probably the age that my eyes would focus on a telly, and that's why I became obsessed with musicals, and I absolutely love them still to this day. Yeah, so I used to watch Grease and Sound of Music on a repeat all day long when I was, like, before I was old enough to go to school. My first job, teaching at the stage school that I now run. I remember when I was doing kind of my AES levels and my A levels, no, it must have been just before that actually, when I'd done my GCSEs, I kind of started helping there. Obviously, like teaching dancing and helping out and being a teaching assistant and things like that. And that was now nearly like 7 years ago, and now I'm kind of in charge of putting together the shows, and like all of the behind the scenes type of stuff, and we have like an awesome head of dance, and she's amazing, like head of performing arts. So I do still teach, and I still absolutely love it, but I have to kind of do the more not boring side, but the more admin side as well now. But I still love it, and I've talked to you guys about it loads before, but that was my first job from when I was 16. I did a couple of jobs as well during that time, because obviously that wasn't a full-time job, it's a weekend job. I worked in Claire's Accessories for about 2 weeks, and I absolutely hated it. And I also worked in Homebase for about 2 weeks, and I absolutely hated it. My first memory. So I was thinking about this when I was looking at my list, and my first memory is of when my brother was born. So that's quite like early in my years, I guess, because I was 2.5 when my brother was born. But that sounds like, oh, that's so sweet, she remembers when her brother was born, that's so nice. No, I remember the present that my mum and dad gave me when my brother was born. It was this little pink plastic box, and it had like baby nappies in, and I can't really remember what else. I'm guessing it was like a little baby box where it had like a little bottle in, and you could like pretend to be a mum, you know, that kind of thing, with a doll. I'll have to ask my mum what that actually was, because I don't remember. But I still remember the box, and I was so excited. It was the most amazing thing ever. Sorry, Chris, I don't remember you, but you know, the present was obviously more important at 2.5. My first CD was the Spice Girls album, which I can't remember if I had like a single CD before that, you know, like just a single, that's what they called, I think, before that. But I definitely do remember being bought the Spice Girls album, which I was obsessed with, and I actually had it in my bag the day I went to meet the Spice Girls at the beginning of this year, and I didn't get it signed because I just like kind of chickened out and didn't want to be like a massive loser, and I really wish I had now. But yeah, I've still got it to this day. It's a bit cracked and stuff, and it probably wouldn't work anymore, but that was my first CD. Now, I don't know what questions were in the original video, but I know 11th, why can't I say that word? 11th Gorgeous just recently did this video, and they've like written a list of the questions they answered, so I'm just going to steal a few of those as well. So my first piercing were my ears, and I got those done when I was about 6 or 7, and I also got my belly button pierced when I was about 13, and that's it. And I don't wear like my belly button's closed up now, I guess, and my ears aren't, so that's really interesting. My first car was a Ford Ka, a black one with leather seats, and it was amazing and I loved it. But I never drove it because I hadn't passed my test, and I think my mum and dad thought that if we got it that I would pass quicker, This was when I was about 18 and I didn't end up passing my test till I just turned 20, I think, or was I 21? I might have been 21. So by then we'd like sold that car. And my first real genuine car that I drove once I'd passed my driving test was a Vauxhall Corsa, a silver one, which has blown up on the motorway twice and is now in car heaven or in a scrapyard in a box somewhere, because that car let me down twice and both times on a motorway, so that's not fun. So I'm going to answer 2 more questions. Who was the first person you ever fell in love with? And this is really sad, but it is Ricky. I never really, well, I didn't love anyone before him. I kind of had a few boyfriends and they were all, I think the longest before I was with Ricky, apart from when I was in primary school where I went out with somebody for 6 months, which I think is pretty good for an 11-year-old, was about 2 months or something. So Ricky is my first love, 100%. And I'm going to make up a question now, and this question is, when was the first time you got engaged? And as you may know, if you follow me on Twitter, it was on Sunday. Ricky proposed to me, and let me just say, FYI, I'm only saying that as a question in this video just so I can tell you guys I'm hoping it will be the only ever time. So yeah, not the first time but the only time. But Ricky asked me to marry him on Sunday, and of course I said yes, and I'm still kind of in shock. It was the best thing ever. I'm not going to go on about it too much now because this video is going to be really long, but let me know if you're at all interested in hearing more, and I'll make a quick little video about how he proposed and, you know, just the day and stuff. Yeah, let me know if you want to see that. If you don't, that's totally fine. And as I said, remember to comment in the box below on Facebook, whatever you want, to let me know what videos that you'd like to see, because I would really, really appreciate that. But I'm going to wrap this video up. The last thing I want to say is we are having a crazy super £3 sale at dollybobo.co.uk, and tons of our jewellery, like our really edgy jewellery's in there, just like a real mixture of pieces to kind of make way for our new collection coming along soon. But it's £3, guys. Pieces are £3, and this is not going to be around for long. So I wanted to let you guys know straight away. You don't have to enter any codes or anything. All the prices are on there. Go and check it out. I hope you like it. I'll put all of the links for everything below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and I'll tag you guys to do this as well, as it's obviously turned into a tag, and you know, whether it was a tag in the first place, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. But thank you so much for watching, and I feel like I'm getting my mojo back, my YouTube mojo. So yes, let's carry on making videos. I'm going to make some more now. So I'll speak to you later. Bye!